Multiple Ukrainian long-range drones were intercepted as they headed toward the Russian capital on New Year's Eve. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin confirmed the first interception at 11:55 p.m., moments before President Vladimir Putin began his traditional New Year address. According to Sobyanin, Russian air defense forces destroyed one unmanned aerial vehicle flying toward Moscow. Another drone was shot down shortly after midnight as the city entered 2026. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. on Thursday, 7 more drones were intercepted, extending the overnight alert. Emergency services specialists were dispatched to the crash sites, with officials reporting no casualties or damage. As a precaution, flights were temporarily suspended at Domodedovo Airport. The incident followed another attempted drone raid on Moscow just a day earlier. Moscow Region Governor Andrei Vorobyov said air defenses downed at least 21 hostile UAVs in that attack. One man, aged 57, suffered shrapnel wounds to his back and arm during the previous incident. Ukrainian forces have repeatedly launched drone strikes deep into Russian territory in recent months. Targets have included critical infrastructure and residential buildings, according to Moscow. Russian authorities have described the attacks as desperate acts of terrorism. In response, Moscow says it has carried out strikes on military-linked Ukrainian infrastructure. The stated aim is to degrade Ukraine's drone and weapons production capabilities. Meanwhile, in his New Year address, President Putin expressed confidence in victory amid the nearly 4-year conflict with neighboring Ukraine.
We rely on our own capabilities, on those who are close to us, who are near and precious to our hearts, and we ourselves are always prepared to lend a helping hand. This mutual support gives us the confidence that everything we have envisioned, our hopes and plans, will certainly be fulfilled. Of course, each of us has our own personal, special, and uniquely individual ones, but they are inseparable from the destiny of our homeland, from our sincere desire to benefit it. After all, we are united, the people of Russia. The diligent efforts, the successes, and the accomplishments of each and every one of us are forming new chapters in its 1,000-year-old history. And the enduring strength of our unity truly determines the sovereignty and the security of our fatherland, its continued development, and its future. The New Year is first and foremost a time for believing in a brighter future, in goodness and in good fortune. It's a truly unique and magical holiday when our hearts open wide for love, for friendship, and for compassion, for empathy, and for true generosity. We strive to bring joy and warmth through our attention to all those who are in need of compassion and care. And of course, to support with both word and deed our brave heroes, the participants of the special military operation. You have taken on the immense responsibility to fight for your native land, for truth and for justice. Millions of people across all of Russia, I assure you, are with you this New Year's Eve. They think of you, they empathize, they hope for you. We are united in our sincere, selfless, devoted love for Russia. I congratulate all our soldiers and commanders on the upcoming New Year. We believe in you and our victory.
The latest raids come days after an attempted drone attack on President Putin's state residence. The incident occurred in the Novgorod region between December 28th and 29th.
During the night of December 28 to 29, 2025, the Kyiv regime launched a terrorist attack using 91 long-range unmanned aerial vehicles against the state residence of the President of the Russian Federation in the Novgorod region.
Moscow is sounding the alarm as the war takes a chilling new turn. Russian officials claim an attempted strike reached dangerously close to the core of state power, targeting a residence linked to President Vladimir Putin. If confirmed, the allegation would shatter long-held red lines, sending shockwaves through Russia's security establishment and forcing the conflict into uncharted, perilous territory. According to Moscow, dozens of long-range drones were launched overnight toward the site in the Novgorod region, but Russian air defenses intercepted them all. Officials said there were no injuries and no damage. Still, the Kremlin treated the claim as significant. Lavrov described the alleged attack as an act of state terrorism and said Russia's military had already identified potential targets for a response. He warned that Moscow would review its negotiating position even as it continues to participate in talks aimed at ending the war.
During the night of December 28 to 29, 2025, the Kyiv regime launched a terrorist attack using 91 long-range unmanned aerial vehicles against the state residence of the President of the Russian Federation in the Novgorod region. All unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed by the air defense systems of the Russian Federation's armed forces. No information has been received regarding casualties or damage from UAV debris. We would like to draw your attention to the fact that this particular action was carried out during a period of intensive negotiations between Russia and the United States concerning the settlement of the Ukrainian conflict. We want to make it clear that such reckless and irresponsible actions will certainly not be left without a response. The specific targets for retaliatory strikes and the precise timing of their execution by the Russian armed forces have now been definitively determined.
Putin's top ally, Yuri Ushakov, further states that U.S. President Donald Trump was shocked and outraged by Ukraine's alleged attack on Putin's residence. Meanwhile, Ukraine immediately denied the accusation. President Volodymyr Zelensky called Russia's claim false, saying it was designed to justify future strikes, possibly against government buildings in Kyiv. He argued that the allegation was intended to weaken momentum around peace discussions.
This is just another lie from the Russian Federation. It's quite obvious that yesterday we had a meeting with Trump. And it's also quite clear that for the Russians, if we don't have a scandal with America, but instead we are making progress, then for them, this is a complete and utter failure. At this very moment, with their declaration that one of their residences was supposedly attacked, they are simply preparing, I believe, they are fundamentally setting the stage to carry out strikes, most probably targeting the capital city and most probably targeting government buildings. So everyone needs to be vigilant now. Absolutely everyone. An attack could be launched on the capital, especially since this individual, if one can even call them human, stated this, that they will be selecting appropriate targets, meaning they are threatening.
There was no confirmation that President Putin was present at the residence, often referred to as Valdai, a site historically used by several Russian leaders. The timing is notable. The alleged drone incident followed President Zelensky's meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida, part of ongoing diplomatic efforts to find a path toward ending the war. Earlier on Monday, Russia's defense ministry reported intercepting 89 Ukrainian drones across the country, including a smaller number over the Novgorod region. Meanwhile, Putin ordered Russian forces to press ahead with efforts to take full control of southern Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia region as Russian troops reportedly advanced closer to its largest city. Drone incidents near high-profile Russian locations are not unprecedented. In May 2023, a drone struck the Kremlin, an event Russian officials described as an attempted attack on the president. Now, as accusations fly and negotiations continue, the gap between Moscow and Kyiv appears as wide as ever.